Have you ever wondered how nature manages to surprise us with its most bizarre and inexplicable creations? From genetic mutations to unexpected hybrids and scientific advancements, the animal world is full of stories that challenge our understanding of life and its infinite possibilities. Today, we'll explore 20 of the most curious, rare, and impressive births you've ever heard of. Hello, restless minds. I'm Code, and this is Discover It, where curiosity knows no bounds. Subscribe and help the channel grow because every time you like, comment, or share, you're helping us bring these discoveries to more people. Together, we can create a community where curiosity can change the world. While some of these stories are simply enchanting, others leave us intrigued or even perplexed by the complexity of how everything connects. After all, what are the limits of life when it comes to its most surprising and unusual manifestations? In 2019, a fisherman in Lake Champlain, New York, had a surprise that made global headlines. He caught a fish with two fully formed mouths. The image quickly went viral, leaving both scientists and the curious puzzled by the strange anomaly. How could something like this occur? Many speculated it was a rare genetic mutation, although there was no definitive explanation at the time. The discovery sparked a wave of theories. Some believed the anomaly might be related to pollution or other environmental factors influencing the fish's embryonic development. Others suggested it could be a simple genetic aberration, something that occasionally happens in nature but rarely survives into adulthood. Interestingly, the fish seemed healthy, able to feed normally, perhaps even more efficiently than its lake companions. But the question remains, how did the second mouth affect the fish's life? Did it help in terms of survival? Or was it merely an unusual feature without apparent function? These mysteries made the two-mouthed fish a point of reflection on the possibilities that evolution, or its errors, can generate. After a brief stay with scientists, the fish was returned to the lake, but not before marking its place in history as a fascinating example of how nature can break its own rules. After all, how many surprises like this are still hidden in the depths of our lakes and seas? In 2010, a marine biologist exploring the waters off the coast of Wales found something that defied the conventions of biology: an octopus with only 6 arms named Henry. For those familiar with cephalopods, the absence of 2 arms seemed like a real aberration. After all, how could an animal so iconic for its 8 tentacles survive with just 6? Henry quickly caught the attention of the scientific community. Experts suggested he was born with a genetic mutation, a plausible explanation for the missing 2 arms. While some have 2 left hands, Henry has 2 arms less. And the craziest part? He still outsmarts us when it comes to adaptation. Despite this, he displayed impressive adaptive behaviors. Rather than being hindered, Henry seemed to have developed unique motor skills to compensate for his difference, moving with agility and capturing prey like any other octopus. This case raises an intriguing question. Does nature find ways to overcome its own limitations? Henry seemed like a living example that survival doesn't always depend on having the ideal standard. In fact, his condition made him a symbol of resilience and adaptation, inspiring debates on how species deal with unexpected challenges in the marine environment. Ultimately, Henry's discovery was widely publicized, shedding light on the boundaries of normality in nature. He not only survived, he thrived, and by doing so, he reminded us that the diversity of life goes far beyond what we can imagine. How many other Henrys might be hidden in the vast and unknown underwater world? In Pakistan, a goat named Simba won hearts worldwide with a feature that seemed straight out of a fairy tale: incredibly long ears, measuring an impressive 45 centimeters when he was just a kid. As Simba grew, his ears continued to lengthen, becoming almost the size of his own body. But how did nature create something so peculiar? Experts believe Simba's condition is the result of a genetic mutation, albeit a rare one. This type of mutation affects cartilage tissue and the genes responsible for growth. Fortunately, Simba was born healthy and active, but his ears presented practical challenges. To prevent them from dragging on the ground and getting stepped on, his owners began gently tying them over his body, a measure that also protected him from potential infections. What makes Simba's story so fascinating is not just his appearance, but the impact he had on social media and the scientific community. Images of Simba went viral, sparking curiosity and sympathy worldwide. He also raised important questions about how seemingly random mutations can influence an animal's life and, more broadly, how genetics shape species. Simba is a reminder that the diversity of life can be as impressive as it is unpredictable. The little goat with enormous ears isn't just a genetic phenomenon. He's become a symbol of how nature can surprise us. After all, how many other Simbas are out there waiting to be discovered? Imagine a turtle whose heart literally beats outside its body. This is the incredible story of Hope, an albino turtle born with an extremely rare condition called ectopia cordis, where the heart develops outside the chest. Additionally, Hope is albino, a combination that makes her absolutely unique in the animal kingdom. When she was born, many believed Hope wouldn't survive long. After all, how could such a vulnerable animal withstand the challenges of the natural environment? But Hope surprised everyone. She was adopted by a dedicated caretaker who created a specially adapted environment for her, minimizing risks and ensuring her well-being. Under intensive care, Hope not only survived but thrived. This story raises an intriguing question. What allows some individuals with extreme vulnerabilities to survive while others do not? Hope became a symbol of resilience and adaptability. Her existence challenges the idea that nature follows rigid rules, showing that sometimes even the most improbable situations can have positive outcomes. Today, Hope is an inspiration to people around the world, not just for her unique condition, but for the strength to live she represents. Her survival against all odds reminds us that even in moments of greatest fragility, life finds a way to shine. And have you ever wondered how many other examples like Hope might exist out there, waiting for a little care and attention to reveal themselves? In 2014, in the Philippines, an extraordinary event captured the world's attention. The birth of Mara Clara, a piglet with 2 heads and 3 eyes. The rare anomaly immediately sparked fascination and curiosity as videos and photos of the piglet circulated on social media, showcasing an animal that seemed straight out of a surreal tale. Experts claim Mara Clara's condition was likely caused by cranial duplication, an extremely rare phenomenon during embryonic development. Wait, cranial duplication? Sounds complicated, but to me it just means 2 brains to hatch even more plans to steal feed. This condition occurs when the cell division process suffers a failure, resulting in 2 connected skulls. Despite her unusual appearance, Mara Clara was healthy and capable of performing basic functions like eating, drinking, and moving, something that in itself was surprising. Mara Clara's birth raised numerous questions. Could her condition offer any advantage, or was it merely a reflection of the complexities of genetics? While scientists analyzed the case, local residents treated her with a mix of fascination and reverence, seeing her as a sign of luck or something supernatural. This shows how, in many cultures, unusual births are often surrounded by myths and spiritual meanings. Mara Clara is a living example of how nature can shock us with its possibilities. She reminds us that even in situations that seem inexplicable, life continues to manifest in ways that challenge our understanding. How many stories like hers remain hidden in remote places, waiting to impress us? In 2011, in Canada, a white German shepherd named Gypsy surprised her owners by giving birth to a litter of puppies, one of which was completely different from the rest. Among the normal puppies was Jade, a puppy with a bright green hue to her fur. The unusual coloration initially left the owners baffled. After all, how could a puppy be born green? Veterinarians quickly explained the phenomenon. Jade was born with a rare condition called pseudoicterus, caused by biliverdin, a pigment found in bile. During development in the womb, the puppy comes into contact with fluids that can seep into the amniotic sac, temporarily staining the fur. The most fascinating part? Over time, the green hue tends to fade, returning the puppy to its natural color. Jade's story makes us reflect. To what extent does biology have hidden tricks that can seem almost magical to those unaware of them? This natural curiosity is what drives scientists and animal lovers to study such peculiarities. Jade's case, besides being fascinating, renewed interest in how specific birth conditions can teach us more about the body's mechanisms. Today, Jade lived like any other dog, but her story remains a reminder of the surprises genetics can offer. Who knows? The next time something seemingly impossible arises, we might face it with the same mix of wonder and admiration that Jade inspired in her owners. After all, isn't it amazing how nature can literally color our lives in unexpected ways? In 2005, in the crystal-clear waters of Hawaii, one of the most intriguing marine hybrids ever recorded was born, the wolfin. This fascinating creature is the improbable result of a union between a bottlenose dolphin and a false killer whale, two marine animals with significant differences in size, behavior, and habitat. Despite these differences, this union produced a unique hybrid, capturing the attention of both scientists and the public. The first wolfin, named Kekamalu, was born at Sea Life Park and amazed everyone with its appearance. A blend of the physical characteristics of both parents. With dark gray coloring and a size intermediate between a dolphin and a false killer whale, it quickly became a subject of study. Although hybrids are rare in nature, the wolfin demonstrated impressive adaptability, capable of behaving like both progenitors, something that intrigued researchers. What makes the wolfin so special? Beyond being a rare union of marine species, it defied expectations by successfully reproducing, an uncommon feat for hybrids. Kekamalu gave birth to 3 offspring, an impressive achievement that raises questions about genetics and the possibilities of blending species. The wolfin case opened new avenues for studying marine biodiversity and the limits of what we call reproductive barriers. The story of the wolfin makes us wonder how many other unusual combinations might be hidden in the vast oceans. In a constantly changing world, could hybrid adaptations become more common, creating new forms of life that challenge our current understanding? Are there other equally extraordinary hybrids waiting to be discovered? In 2015, in a remote village in Thailand, something incredible happened. The birth of an animal that seemed to defy all biological laws. Nicknamed the crocodile buffalo, the creature was born with the body of a buffalo but had a head strikingly similar to that of a crocodile. This event left local residents astonished, sparking speculations and even beliefs about its origin. The animal lived for only a short time, but its appearance drew crowds. Seriously, imagine the farmer's shock at seeing this mix. Today, I saw a buffalo, or was it a crocodile? I think it was just a plot twist from nature. Many believed it was a divine sign or brought luck to the village. Scientists suggested its condition was the result of a severe genetic mutation or developmental issues during the embryonic stage. However, the lack of detailed examinations left its origin shrouded in mystery. This birth reminds us that nature can be both fascinating and unsettling. How could an animal with such distinct features come to be? Was this creature the result of environmental influences like toxins or radiation, or simply a rare genetic aberration? These questions are what make cases like the crocodile buffalo so intriguing for both science and popular culture. Even after its death, the crocodile buffalo's story continues to intrigue people worldwide. It symbolizes not only the oddities of biology, but also how different cultures interpret natural phenomena. Could there be other equally strange animals hidden, waiting to show us that nature still has much to reveal? In the Brazilian countryside in 2013, A small village became the stage for a birth that left residents perplexed. A calf with 2 heads, 4 eyes, and 2 fully formed mouths. The animal, which seemed straight out of a science fiction lab, quickly became the center of attention, attracting curious onlookers and scientists eager to understand what might have caused such an anomaly. Cranial duplication, as this condition is known, rarely occurs during embryonic development when the cell division process fails to complete properly. In this calf's case, it could drink milk and move, but with some difficulties due to the additional weight and lack of coordination between the 2 heads. Even so, it defied expectations by surviving longer than many similar cases already recorded. This story makes us reflect on the resilience of life. How can an animal with such an extreme condition adapt and function, even if only partially? This type of mutation raises questions not only about biology, but also about external factors that could influence fetal development, such as pollution or environmental changes. Although the calf lived for only a short time, its existence left a profound mark on science and local culture. It reminds us that even in its flaws, nature continues to impress us with its complexity. Have you ever wondered how many other cases like this might be happening right now, far from the eyes of science? In 2015, a fisherman in the Gulf of California made a discovery that became a landmark in marine biology: a shark with only 1 eye located in the center of its forehead. This condition, known as cyclopia, is an extremely rare genetic defect that occurs in various animals, including humans, during embryonic development. However, the case of the cyclopean shark was particularly remarkable as it was the first documented instance of this anomaly in the species. The small shark, found still inside its captured mother's womb, would not have survived outside a controlled environment. In addition to the single eye, it displayed other deformities that would have limited its ability to swim, hunt, and camouflage. Still, it became a valuable study specimen, providing scientists with a rare opportunity to learn more about genetic mutations affecting marine organisms. This case raises an intriguing question. Are mutations like this reminders of environmental changes or simply inevitable natural accidents? While many cases of cyclopia are linked to factors like toxins or genetic problems, others remain unexplained, sparking debates among researchers. Although the cyclopean shark didn't survive, its discovery opened doors to new research and raised more questions than answers about the forces shaping life in the ocean. How many mysteries like this are still hidden in the unexplored depths of the seas, waiting to be uncovered? Noah, a small cloned gaur, was one of modern science's most ambitious attempts to save an endangered species. The gaur, a wild bovine native to Southeast Asia, had its population drastically reduced due to hunting and habitat destruction. In 2001, scientists in the United States decided to use cloning as a solution to preserve the species, and thus Noah was born, a mix of hope and innovation. To perform the cloning, scientists used cells from a deceased gaur. These cells were introduced into cow eggs whose nuclei had been removed. The resulting embryo was then implanted into a surrogate cow. Against all odds, Noah was born healthy and seemed to be a revolutionary milestone in conservation. Unfortunately, the joy was short-lived. Noah passed away just 2 days after birth due to a common infection, something scientists assured was unrelated to the cloning process. Despite the loss, the experiment was considered a significant scientific breakthrough, demonstrating that it is possible to bring back endangered species through biotechnology. Noah's case raises an ethical and scientific debate. How far are we willing to go to save endangered species? Can we recreate animals that have already disappeared? Or is this merely a stopgap measure for larger problems like habitat destruction? Although Noah lived for a short time, his story paved the way for new discussions about using cloning in biodiversity conservation. In the heart of the Arctic, a new hybrid has begun to emerge, capturing the attention of scientists and conservationists, the Pizzly bear. This fascinating animal is the result of a cross between a grizzly bear and a polar bear, two species that typically inhabit distinct territories. With climate change altering the Arctic ecosystems, polar bears have started migrating southward, where they encounter their grizzly relatives, thus giving rise to the pizzly. The pizzly's appearance is a remarkable combination of traits from both parents. It has the light, dense fur of a polar bear, but with brownish patches and tones typical of grizzlies. Its body structure is balanced, strong and robust like a grizzly bear, but with adaptations for cold climates inherited from the polar bear. This genetic blend provides the pizzly with an impressive ability to survive in varied climates. But what does this hybrid tell us about the future of biodiversity? The pizzly is seen as an example of nature's capacity to adapt to environmental changes, but it also serves as a warning. It symbolizes the challenges animals face as their natural habitats disappear. With melting ice caps and shrinking ice cover, polar bears face a survival crisis, and the pizzly may be one of evolution's responses to this pressure. The existence of the pizzly invites reflection. Is it a symbol of hope or proof that we are failing to protect the environment? It's like that group project in school. Things go wrong, but someone finds a way to fix it. Except here, it's nature mixing bears to try and save the day. While its presence is a testament to species resilience, it also serves as an urgent reminder that human actions have profound consequences for nature's balance. What do you think? How might hybrids like the pizzly shape the ecosystems of the future? The coy wolf, a hybrid of coyote and wolf, is a fascinating example of evolution in action. Found mainly in North America, it began to appear in the early 20th century when wolves and coyotes, pressured by shrinking habitats, started to share territories and interbreed. Over time, this interaction resulted in a new and remarkable creature that combines the best traits of both species. Physically, the coy wolf exhibits intermediate characteristics, larger and more robust than a coyote, but smaller and more agile than a wolf. It has thick, varied fur and facial features that embody the essence of both parents. Most impressive, however, is its intelligence and adaptability. Coy wolves possess exceptional hunting skills, capable of operating alone like a coyote or in organized packs like wolves. This hybrid is not just a biological phenomenon, it is also an example of how wildlife adjusts to human-imposed changes. As forests are destroyed and urban areas expand, the coy wolf has excelled at thriving in suburban and even urban environments. This adaptability raises a question. Is the coy wolf proof that species can find creative ways to coexist with humans? While some people see the coy wolf as a threat to native fauna and local ecosystems, others regard it as a marvel of modern nature. It forces us to reevaluate our impact on the world around us and how, even amid chaos, life continues to find a way. Could other equally fascinating hybrids be emerging, adapting to our cities and lifestyles? In the icy Arctic, a hybrid creature has puzzled scientists and local communities for decades. The narluga, a fusion of the narwhal and beluga whale. These two species, though distinct, share overlapping habitats in the North Atlantic and occasionally interbreed, resulting in an animal that blends the unique traits of both parents. The narluga has a curious appearance. It possesses the grayish coloration and strong flippers of a beluga, but has an elongated skull reminiscent of a narwhal. Instead of the iconic spiraled tusk characteristic of narwhals, the narluga exhibits protruding teeth, offering clues to its shared genetic heritage. This intriguing physical combination raises questions about the behavior and ecological role of this hybrid in marine ecosystems. Recent discoveries, such as the skull of a narluga found in 1990 in Greenland, have shed light on these rare hybrids. The Inuit indigenous Arctic people have long known of the narluga's existence and even mentioned it in their rich oral traditions. For them, the narluga symbolizes nature's powerful and unpredictable forces. But why are these hybrids emerging so frequently in the Arctic? Could climate change be increasing the likelihood of interspecies encounters? The Narluga provides a glimpse into the incredible adaptations of marine life. It is not just a hybrid, but also a reminder of how the Arctic, one of the planet's most vulnerable ecosystems, is a melting pot of biodiversity and interspecies interactions. How many other surprising hybrids, like the Narluga, might be hidden in the frozen northern waters, waiting to be discovered? The leopon, a rare hybrid between a lioness and a male leopard, is one of the most impressive genetic fusions in the animal kingdom. Though extremely uncommon, the leopon proves that even big cats can defy natural barriers and produce extraordinary offspring. This hybrid was first documented in the early 20th century in zoos, where the two species had the opportunity to interact in captivity. Physically, the leopon is an impressive blend of traits from its parents. It has the muscular, robust body of a lioness combined with the brown spots characteristic of a leopard. Its tail features a tuft of hair similar to lions, while its head displays features that blend the elegance of leopards with the majesty of lionesses. The result is a feline that seems like a work of art. The leopon's behavior also reflects the fusion of the two species. It is agile and an excellent climber like a leopard, but also exhibits social traits closer to lions, making it a fascinating animal to observe. However, like many hybrids, leopons face reproductive challenges and are often infertile, limiting their survival outside captivity. The story of the leopon makes us reflect on the limits of nature and the complexity of cross-species hybrids. How far should we interfere with the animal kingdom to study or create creatures like the leopon? It reminds us that while these hybrids are fascinating, they also carry ethical and biological questions that must be carefully considered. After all, does the beauty of a hybrid like the leopon justify its limited existence? Nature never ceases to amaze us with its incredible ability to create unique and unexpected forms of life. From fascinating hybrids to rare mutations that defy logic, these 20 cases show that there is still much we do not understand about the complexity of life around us. Each of these stories reminds us that the natural world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and that curiosity is the key to discovering them. If you enjoyed this journey of discoveries, don't forget to like, share with friends, and comment below on what amazed you the most. Perhaps others will relate, and together we can create an exciting conversation. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more content where curiosity knows no bounds.